court in British Columbia is giving the green light to pot brownies. Canada's medical marijuana laws already allow for the dry, leafy stuff. Now you can add edibles to that list. CBC's Belle Puri is live in Vancouver in our newsroom there with the details. Belle, explain this for us.
This means that people who use marijuana for medical reasons, of course, are no longer restricted to just smoking it. They can take it orally. They can use it topically. When the decision came down, there were people who use marijuana for medical purposes outside the courthouse. They were thrilled to hear this. One woman told us that she used extracts to cure her ovarian cancer. Another woman says she's using it to treat her cervical cancer. People who use these extracts, they argue that the resin from the glands of the plant is much more potent and works faster than smoking it. And many of them also say that they just don't want to smoke. Now, this court challenge stems from a case that started 5 years ago. A fellow named Owen Smith in Victoria. He was caught baking cookies using extract from marijuana plants, and he was charged with trafficking. And he went to court and he was acquitted, and then the Crown appealed.
So, Belle, what happens next?
Well, at this point, I just talked to the lawyer for Owen Smith, and he says this is a precedent-setting decision, and it should be binding across the country. The key word is should, because when this case first started, the country had one set of marijuana laws, and they've changed since then. He says the next step is either the Supreme Court of Canada or the federal government changes the laws. And from the Health Minister, Rona Ambrose, we hear that they're looking at their options. Sarah?
Belle, thanks for that. That's CBC's Belle Puri in Vancouver.
The appeal court said that's actually the job of Parliament to figure out how to alter the rules, but basically they dismissed the Crown's appeal. So, in fact...
So we can actually use cannabis oils and
Are you
extracts.
guys serious?
Oh, we won! Oh, we won!
It's not such a stupid world after all, perhaps.
Why is this important to you?
Because for myself, I cured my ovarian cancer through using cannabis oil. My doctors were blown away and kept telling me to use the cannabis. I took no treatment for my ovarian cancer, so I cleared it. They're astounding. This herb is wonderful. So many of us sick patients use it. We do not use pharma. We do not use painkillers. Nothing.
But we're not talking about necessarily, because this didn't hinge on marijuana itself. It hinged on byproducts of marijuana. So things like butter and why is butter and oils and that kind of thing important?
It's a faster form of using it. It's a faster relief for some people to use, and it's long term. It's long acting compared to smoking.
People that have cancer need the relief of topical and oral. I have cervical cancer. I need to ingest at least 2 or 3 grams of cannabis a day in order to get rid of my nausea. I do not take any pharmaceuticals at all.
Is there much of a demand for butters and oils?
Tons. Tons. People don't want to have to smoke the plant matter when they're using cannabis. They don't want to have to, if they've got burns on their skins and they need a topical ointment, they don't want to have to rub dry marijuana onto their skin. It's just ludicrous that our public servants would think that we can't take the resin glands, the active ingredient, off of the cannabis and use it as it should be used, because that's the medicine. The leaf isn't the medicine, it's the resin glands that are on the leaf and on the flowers. So to be forced into consuming the leaf material and the plant material that isn't the medicine, that's ludicrous. This whole thing is an upside-down, backwards world that we're living in, with public servants thinking that you can't use this plant for medicinal reasons. For what? I mean, we can smoke commercial tobacco laced with poisons and die from that like 5 million people do every 12 months. But we can't use cannabis that's never killed anybody for medicinal purposes?
Clearly this means more than just...
It means so much more.
It's more than just smoking weed. It's a very valuable plant to a lot of people. And the more knowledge we spread, the more it's going to be more popular.